Hi, this is Remembering the Past, the show where we talk about people who died recently who've had a profound effect on our history, our society, or our culture. We're going to talk about two amazing women tonight, and we're going to start with Margaret Bergmann-Lambert, born Gretel Bergman, who died recently at the age of 103. She was Germany's top female high jumper in the 1930s, but she was denied a place in the 1936 Berlin Olympics because she was Jewish. Here in an interview for the National Holocaust Museum, she talks about her experience in 1930s Germany.
My name is Margaret Lambert. I was born Gretel Bergman in a very small town in the south of Germany. I loved everything that had to do with physical activity, and I was good at it. There was this little club in that town, and you could go as often as you wanted, in the afternoon or in the evening, whoever was ready there. The older people helped the younger people how to do certain things, and it was great. Due to my love for sports, most of my friends were non-Jewish, and that was never a problem until a certain time in my life.
The Olympic Games, as majestic as they are part and parcel of systems that they are helping to create. The Nazi Olympics was just one stepping stone toward the legitimization of the Nazi regime, and it was one more step toward the Holocaust. By 1935, Jews were excluded from all German sport associations. They were able to establish their own sport associations, but German sport clubs, gymnastic clubs excluded them.
In the spring of 1933, it was just around my birthday, and it was not a very nice birthday present. I got a letter from my sports club. You are no longer welcome here because you're Jewish. Heil Hitler. And that was the end of that. There was no Jewish sports per se in the town. We tried to straighten out an old potato acre that somebody had given us, and we ran there, and I started a field handball. But after a while, everybody got tired of this, the same people every day. It was horrible.
The Germans established an Olympic training camp in Ettlingen. They invited Jewish athletes. None of them were selected to the German team. The two athletes who were selected to the German team were half Jewish. Rudi Ball was perhaps the best hockey players in Germany, and the famous fencer, Elena Meyer, a beautiful, tall, statuesque, blonde woman who exemplified the Aryan idea of female beauty. The reason that these two half-Jewish athletes were selected was because the extraordinary American pressure to include at least one Jewish athlete. Indeed, we find that Gretel Bergman, who was from Jewish ancestry fully, was robbed from the German team in spite of her very high-level performance.
My candidacy as an Olympic athlete was really all a sham. It was just something that the Germans did to fool the whole world.
The Jewish-American response from the street level was staunchly against the participation in the Olympic Games. When the participation was decided, many Jewish athletes were influenced by community leaders, by rabbis, not to participate in the Olympic Games. Some of them responded to this pressure, some of them decided to go.
Gretel Bergman was the great Jewish hope. She was in Britain, and the Nazis forced her to come back by threatening her family for those sham tryouts. She jumped a 5'3", which tied the German record and would have been good enough for the gold medal, but the Germans had no intention of sending her to the Olympics. Ironically, the Hungarian woman who won the high jump at the Olympics jumped a 5'3", and she was also Jewish. After the Olympics, Miss Lambert emigrated from Germany and settled in the United States. She eventually gave up athletics, and in light of the Holocaust wanted nothing to do with the Germans. In 1996, she received a letter from the president of the German Olympic Committee inviting her and her husband to be guests at the Atlanta Olympics. We feel that Mrs. Lambert was not treated adequately at the time of the Berlin Olympics, and we wanted to do something for her. We felt she deserved it. Miss Lambert accepted the invitation. I don't hate all Germans anymore, though I did for a long time, she said, but I'm aware of many Germans trying to make up for wrongs as well as they know how. And yes, I felt that the young people of Germany should not be held responsible for what their elders did. Although she had vowed once never to set foot again in Germany, and had been gone so long she said that she could barely speak the language, she was persuaded to return in 1999 when the stadium in Laupheim, where she used to train, was renamed in her honor. A sports complex in Berlin has also been named after her in 1995, and in 2010 the athletic field at Francis Lewis High School in Queens was renamed after her. Ms. Lambert said of her decision to attend the Laupheim ceremony, "I was told that they were naming the facilities for me so that when young people ask who is Gretel Bergman, they will be told my story and the story of those times." Ms. Lambert's story was also told in the 2004 HBO documentary Hitler's Pawn. We're going to move on to our feature now, June Foray, who died recently at the age of 99, just a couple of weeks before her 100th birthday. She was born June Lucille Forer, a nice Jewish girl from Springfield, Massachusetts, and she is unquestionably the greatest female voiceover artist in show business history. Some people have said she is the female Mel Blanc, but Chuck Jones of Looney Tunes said no. Mel Blanc is the male June Foray. The best way to start out with a tribute to June Foray is just to review some of the characters she voiced over. For Looney Tunes, she was Granny, Tweety's protector against Sylvester.
Can't take my eyes off you for a second. Let me warn you, Sylvester, for absolutely the last time, if there's one little feather, just one little feather harmed of this bird, I'm going to sell you to the violin string factory. Remember?
She was also Witch Hazel, another favorite Looney Tune character.
A cup of arsenic, a spider, some glue, a lizard's gizzard, and his hair or two. Do, for little folks in Poison Oak.
She was Dudley Do-Right's girlfriend, Nell Fenwick, subject to one of my favorite cartoon lines ever, "Don't worry, Inspector, I'll get her back, and the rest of her too."
Dudley, fancy meeting you here. I always knew you were a big spender, and there's just so many things in town I want to buy.
But Nell, this money is for...
Me? Oh, Do-Right. You always do so right.
But Nell, your father told me...
You know Father always likes me to look nice.
George of the Jungle's girlfriend, Ursula.
In the first place, George, he's not a puppy. He's an elephant.
Chef puppy. Big, great, peanut-loving puppy.
And in the second place, your puppy is ill.
Ew, but he was perfectly all right this morning. I saw him eating green pawpaw melons on the North 40.
For Disney, she was Grandma Gummi.
I'm sorry. I just can't go.
But think of the fun you'll be missing.
There's more to life than fun, Oakham. I'm needed here.
Then I guess it's time I'd be off. Just remember, you're never too old to feel young.
I'll remember. Always.
And little Cindy Lou Who changed the Grinch's attitude.
He turned around fast and he saw a small Who. Little Cindy Lou who was no more than 2. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
In the 50s, she did some live stuff with Johnny Carson and Carson's Cellar.
Toast? Gee, done to a golden black.
Well, if you don't like the way I toast it, why don't you toast it yourself?
Well, I just mentioned...
You know, I'm sick and tired of hearing every morning about the toast for breakfast.
Well,
And if I hear another word tomorrow about the toast in the morning...
Darling, I'm going to be very firm about this matter of an allowance.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get one.
And she did a couple of great bits with Stan Freberg, whose podcast we've done.
Pardon me, ma'am. Can I talk for just a minute, ma'am?
What about?
Nothing much, ma'am. Just want to ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Little Blue Riding Hood.
Where are you going?
To Grandma's house.
What do you got in the basket?
What are you trying to say? I got something in the basket I shouldn't have?
No, ma'am, I didn't say that.
Then why are you asking me all these questions for?
Just routine, ma'am. We just want to get the facts. May I have a look in that basket?
Be my guest?
My job, get the grandmas before she did. I took a shortcut to the strawberry patch. It was sort of a strawberry shortcut. I walked up to the cottage and rang the bell.
Come in, dear.
Okay, Grandma, it's a raid.
A raid? Why, I'm just a peace-loving old lady. You've got the wrong grandma.
Yes, ma'am. We just want to get the facts. Where'd you get that bump on your head?
The sky fell on me this morning.
One of her most famous voiceovers was as Talking Tina, the doll on Twilight Zone that tries to kill Telly Savalas.
I was the original voice of Chatty Cathy. They did a couple with some people after that, but they never sold. Mattel liked the way I said
I love you. Please change my dress. I got a call to do the Twilight Zone with a Chatty Cathy voice, Talkie Tina, who kills Telly Savalas. But she was evil. She was nice to the little girl, but she would always say, "My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm going to kill you." And in the end, when she does kill him, the wife picks up the doll, and the doll says, "My name is Talkie Tina, and you better be nice to me." Very threatening.
Here's a little bit of that famous Twilight Zone.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I love you very much.
Will you shut that thing off?
My name is Talkie Tina, and I think I could even hate you. My name is Talkie Tina, and you'll be sorry. My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
My name is Eric Strader, and I'm going to get rid of you.
You wouldn't dare.
Huh? Hello?
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm going to kill you. My name is Talkie Tina, and I don't forgive you.
Eric!
My name is Talkie Tina, and you'd better be nice to me.
Yeah, catch that one if you get a chance, but who are we kidding? June Foray's most famous role are these two characters surrounding Bullwinkle J. Moose.
So, you're great, big, wonderful Moose.
That's me, all right.
Maybe you could see to it that Hard Knocks wins next Saturday.
Why not?
Bullwinkle, you can't do that.
I'm supposed to help ladies in distress.
But Chapter 3 says you never throw a game.
Well, what was that you called me, Missy?
A great, big, wonderful schnook.
June Foray was the voice of that all-American hero Rocky J. Squirrel and the nefarious cohort of Boris Badenoff, Natasha Fatale.
The voices that I was asked to do, they would tell me, is she nice, or is she spiteful, or is she a nasty little kid, or a sweet little kid, or how old? And so you get an idea when they tell you what they want. So you have to think off the top of your head and think fast. I know when I was called to do Rocky and Natasha on the Bullwinkle Show, I didn't know what, I didn't see any model sheet of Rocky or Natasha. And I said to Jay, "Well, how do you want Rocky to sound?" He said, "Just an all-American boy, So I made him an all-American squirrel. I said, "Well, what do I do about Natasha?" And he said, "Well, she and Boris come from Pennsylvania. They don't come from Russia. So don't make her Russian, real Russian, Make her sort of continental." So that's what I did. And she turned out fine.
Is this
You'll ask the questions, Philip. Name?
Rocky.
Occupation?
I'm a squirrel.
Problem?
My buddy, his bunion, swiped.
Track missing persons?
I was already there.
Well, that's the nice thing about Washington.
What's that?
You always travel in the right circles.
So I said, "Well, what kind of a character is Rocky the Flying Squirrel?" He said, "Just a plain little boy." But he said, "I want him caricatured a little bit." So I said, "Well, how about something like this? Maybe he's a little petulant at times, but anyway, that's the way he should be." And Jay said, "Oh, that's marvelous."
Sure is dark in here.
Yeah, I can't see my hand in front of my face.
You don't have your hand in front of your face.
Well, I said I couldn't see it.
Look ahead there, Bullwinkle.
Well, I'm going to close on that note. I want to thank my producer and IT genius, Sid Tepps. June Foray was truly an amazing person. She was the oldest person to win an Emmy. She was an author, and she helped to organize a society which honored the art of animation. To honor her with a closing song, I was going to do something with June, and I decided to pick something most people haven't heard. Paul McCartney's song with the Beatles in 1963 about the June light, recorded at the BBC, never released as a single. Great song called "I'll Be On My Way."
The sun is fading away. That's the end of the day. As the June night turns to moonlight, I'll be on my way. Just one kiss and I'll go. Don't hide the tears that don't show. As the June night turns to moonlight, I'll be on my way.
And now...
Hey, Rocky! Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.